Hey guys, this is Devin Navarre speaking, and I'm mostly speaking to the Narnia fans and of course, obviously, the Mark Gordon Company. So if the Mark Gordon Company is anyone from there is listening to this, which I hope you are, I'm just doing this to sort of explain to you what it is I'm trying to do here and the purpose of my Twitter account at Dear Mark Gordon and sort of my campaign to just sort of get my voice out there. But anyways, the purpose of all of this is is so far just to get the Mark Gordon Company's attention. It's not my goal. My long-term goal is to ultimately be chosen as the director for the upcoming film, The Chronicles of Narnia: The Silver Chair. However, knowing that it's that no one really knows who I am, or I have no credits to my name. We're the short term goal right now is basically just being able to get my voice heard and being able to talk to Mark Gordon or whoever else is involved with the film. All I want really at this point is for someone to hear me out, for someone over there to hear me out, and of course, obviously, that's going to take that's going to take some kind of recognition to some degree. But I'm doing what I can and using what I have, and so basically, someone has compiled a couple of questions for me to just answer, and I kind of figured this was the a good time to be able to explain. And the reason why I'm not recording a video and I'm just using an audio recording system is just because I think that my words will resonate a lot better if all you did was just hear my voice and you're not really seeing me. So anyways, I really want Narnia fans to get a clear understanding of just to know that I am here. What I want is to make The Silver Chair the best film it could possibly be, and that if I were to be chosen as the director for The Silver Chair, that the film would be in good hands, and that you're not just handing it off to some random person who thinks he can direct a film. So I think as the months go by and as the day, or however long it takes for me to be able to step inside the Mark Gordon Company, I think I just want you all to know like what it is I'm trying to do here. So anyways, here are the questions, and hopefully it'll be the first stage of trust that I'm hoping to build with all of you. The first question is, so it says here, Narnia has a significantly large fan base. Obviously, a lot of people love the books and the movies, so you've never directed a feature-length film before, you have no credits. What makes you think you're suited to direct this film? What's making you take on this daunting task of even trying to initiate a campaign, trying to get the word out that you want to do something like this? Well, first of all, to be clear, my short-term goal right now is only to really just get the attention of the Mark Gordon Company. My what I really want right now at this point is for someone to listen to me, and for someone from there to at least hear me out, and then they can maybe determine whether or not they want to bring me on board. I understand that obviously they're not going to just, oh, he's a good director, let's get him. They don't know me. They don't know who I am. I've never directed a feature-length film before. So why would they? But the thing is, I really honestly wouldn't be even trying to do something like this if I really honestly didn't feel I was suited to direct the film. I think it's really ridiculous for someone who just thinks they can direct a film to just. I mean, if I honestly really didn't think I could do it or should do it, I wouldn't even be going through this trouble of starting up a Twitter account, or even doing this audio tape. I mean, honestly, it's just I think. Because honestly, at first I wasn't even thinking about directing this overture. I never had any thoughts about it. I always thought, okay, they're already doing it. They're already making the film, so let's just I'll do whatever's next or whatever. I'll try to, or I'll just focus on other things. However, it just got to the point where suddenly I asked a question popped up in my head, and it just said like, well, if you were to direct this overture, how would you do it? And for some reason, I knew the reason, but I knew I didn't want to even acknowledge or answer that question, because I knew if I did, it was going to spark up a desire to do the film, and I knew that it was sort of ridiculous, or I felt that it was sort of ridiculous, because it's just, I mean, I have no contact information with the Mark Gordon Company. I have nothing. So stirring up this, because once I have something I really want to do, I I am determined to the point where I won't stop until it gets done. So really, I knew that if I even acknowledged it, I was gonna try and go after it, and even trying to go after something like that would just be, I felt, time consuming. It might not produce it, but then there was also that thing. Well, what if it does? You never know. If you don't try, you'll never know. So if you don't try to go out and direct this film, if you don't try to get the attention of the Mark Gordon Company, you will never know you'll never know, like, whether or not it worked or whether or not it doesn't work. It's better to know than to wonder. So when I finally acknowledged that question, or that feeling of how would you make it, I already knew exactly how I would do it. There was no, oh, how would I make this happen? How would I make that happen? How would I make Eustace in the film? How would I make Jill in the film? How would I shoot this scene? How would this scene look like? There was no question. Somehow, some way, I already knew exactly how I was going to make this film. I knew the film front and back. I knew it. I knew the material better than even though I just knew it. I knew better than anyone what the material was going to be like, and what the film was going to be like, how it was going to be shot. I knew exactly how the score was going to sound like. I just knew. And I had such a distinct vision. And over time, the vision started to grow and grow and grow. And it grew bigger and broader and more distinctive. And suddenly it just got to the point where I couldn't really contain it, where I felt like somebody has to hear this, somebody has to see this, somebody has to hear what I have for this film, somebody has to read my draft of the script, somebody has to, but it had to be someone who was relevant to the project. It had to be someone who understood, and who would at least, I didn't want to just show some fan, I didn't want to show the fans, because if the film were to ever happen, if I ever were to direct the film, I don't want the details of the film or my adaptation of the film to be seen, because I'd want them all to be surprised, because there's certain, things about the film that will probably have to be rearranged, not changed, but rearranged in order to fit within the continuity of the previous three films. However, the film it sticks with everything. It's very true to the book, very true to the characters, and there really nothing's changed. If anything, things are just added. And that's all I will say about it. But that's why I'm keeping sort of linear details about my draft of the script away from people. But the reason why I'm sharing certain details is because I want people to know, and I want to gain sort of a base of people who, so my voice can just sort of get louder and louder until it reaches the Mark Gordon Company's ear. So it's really making me do this and start this campaign is just, I have this vision, and I can't keep it contained anymore. It's like I have it. It's like this bubble in my head that's just like, it's like, you need to show me to someone. You need to, otherwise all will be lost if you don't find some way to get into contact with the Mark Gordon Company, because this is essential. It's for the silver chair. It's for the sake of the film and for the rest of the franchise. It's not just, it's gotten to the point where I don't really care about me anymore. It's not about me. It's not about breaking into Hollywood. It's not about becoming a well-known director. It's not about that anymore for me. It never really was, honestly, but this vision of mine really it got to me. Like it sparked something in me where I don't care if I make any money. I don't care if my name is on it. I don't care if I get any credibility or anything for this film. I just want to see this film. I want this film to be made. The film that I see in my head, and I see it every frame, every shot, everything. I can see the actors. I can hear the score. I can see the sets. I can see it all. It's just there. All I need is a cast, a crew, and a budget, and I'm good to go. But again, I have to prove myself. I have to show myself to the market. I have to speak to them. I have to get in. I have to find some way to get into contact with them. And I feel like if Narnia fans want a great Silverchair movie, if they really want to see it done right and done well, they're going to need my vision. Not necessarily me, but my vision. So, and that's why I'm going through these lengths to get my voice heard, specifically from the Mark Gordon Company. Not necessarily other studios, but just my intention and my target is Mark Gordon, and he's not necessarily untouchable or unreachable. So I mean, he's there, and he's a very very hands-on producer. He's extremely he listens too, and he looks at everything. He takes nothing for granted. He doesn't shut anything out. He looks at everything. He reads everything. He takes chances, and that's the sort of producer that the Silverchair needs right now. So if anyone who represents him or listens or anything, if you're listening to this, I'm here, and you can contact me at my email or on Twitter. I'm here. If the Silverchair if the producers want someone who's going to make the film true to the book, keep C.S. Lewis's messages in there, and make sure that it's done right cinematically, and if they want it done cinematically accurate, then they're going to need me, and they're going to need my vision. They're going to need they're going to want to hear what I have to say. And I hope I don't sound pretentious when I say that, but that's basically why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. The next question. You seem like you're obviously a fan of the books and the films, and you seem pretty determined in your quest to get the attention of the Mark Gordon Company. Now, if you were actually chosen to be the director for the Silverchair, if the Mark Gordon Company actually hired you to helm this film, what do you think you could bring to the Silverchair that no other director could? I firmly believe that you cannot make somebody else's movie, that you cannot have somebody else's vision and try to make it, because you can't make somebody else's film if they have if it's distinct and if it's a single vision. And if you're making somebody else's film, it's going to just completely collapse. And honestly, if it's your film, no one else can make it, because you're the only one that sees it. You're the only one that has it. You're the only one that can see the film in your head. And no one else can see it. Therefore, no one else can make it but you. So, I honestly think that I have so many things that I can bring to the film that no other director could, because it's the film I see in my head, and I can't, and it's a film that I know for sure that no other director is thinking about, that no screenwriter is thinking about, that none of the producers are thinking about, and they're completely unique and original ideas to bring to the Silverchair. I also feel like, because this is the fourth one, we've spent. It's been 5 years since we've seen The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. I honestly think that this is finally a chance for the Narnia franchise to be resurrected. It's not just as a direct sequel to the Voyage of the Dawn Treader. Like, this is a chance for the Chronicles of Narnia to rise as a new, to bring new life to it, and to, like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Like, this is a chance for Narnia to breathe new air and to return. So I want to bring it back in a new way, and in a fresh way, where of course, obviously, it's a continuation of the previous three films, but it's not necessarily a sequel, because Well, because it also the previous three films, the first three films feel like a complete story. It's about the Pevensies, and then in the Voyage of the Dawn Treader, their story ends for now. But then then you go to Eustace in the Silver Chair, and Jill, and you also have, you have a brand new story. You have the Silver Chair, the Horse and His Boy, the Magician's Nephew, and the Last Battle. They all connect in ways that the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Prince Caspian, and the Voyage of the Dawn Treader don't. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, through the Voyage of the Dawn, and Prince Caspian and the Voyage of the Dawn Treader, they all connect in some way, together. But the last four books in publication order, of course, they don't really they have a connection of their own, and the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and Prince Caspian and the Voyage of the Dawn Treader have their sort of own arc. So I really feel like this is a chance to have, for the Narnia franchise to breathe, because this isn't just for the Silver Chair. This is for the rest of the film franchise, so that the film franchise can happen. Because I want to see all the rest of the films made. I want to see them all made, and I want to see them made right. And I think I'm confident that I have what it takes, that I have the ability, I have the vision that's strong enough to bring this to life and to make sure that it's done correctly. And I felt this way for quite a long time now, and the feeling has never been quenched. It's never stopped. It's never gone away. And I think about it every single day, and I'm just trying to do whatever I can to be able to get my voice heard, so that it goes to the Mark Gordon Company. And then once I'm at the Mark Gordon Company, we can build the rest of it. We can build everything. I can explain to them what I'm looking for, and I can explain to them everything. And honestly, I think I may not be what the producers want for the Silver Chair, but I will say that I will say that I'm what the Silver Chair needs. I think the Silver Chair needs a director who's passionate, and someone who really honestly knows the material front and back and doesn't want to mess it up, and wants to make it the best it can be, wants to keep it faithful to the books, wants to keep whatever C.S. Lewis wanted to convey in the books, in the films, and to make sure that the scenes are done well, and everyone's favorite characters are justified and not just turned into some Hollywood whatever you want, propaganda or whatever you want to call it. But I want this to be a very unique film. I want it to be shot uniquely, and I want it to be done in a very unique way, and different than the previous three films were. So it's not just another summer flick or a Christmas film. It's a really unique and beautiful film that I see in my head, and I want all of you to see it, because I know that all you Narnia fans would just love it, and I can't tell you everything about it because I want you guys to see it for yourself, and I want you all to respond to it naturally. The way you would I want you to respond to it naturally, the way you would if you knew nothing about it, if all you saw was the trailer. But I also want you guys to know that I'm not someone who's going to ruin it. I'm really not someone who's going to just come in and ruin the franchise and ruin the film. And I want to turn it into a film that you guys would love. I'm making the film. I want to make the film for myself and for everyone who loves Narnia, and because I love Narnia, and I want to bring peace to Narnia. I want the film franchise to last. It deserves the film. The rest of the books deserve to be made into films. They really, really do. And they deserve to be done well, and I want them to be done well. And I want to do what I can to bring the film to life and to do it the best way it can. And I honestly feel that no other director will be able to do a better job than I could with the film. Again, I hope I don't sound pretentious. I'm only saying it because I have a vision. I'm not saying that I'm a great filmmaker and that I'm incredible. And no, I don't. I mean, all I know is I have this vision that's so strong that I know because I know exactly how I'm going to shoot it. I know exactly who I would pick. I know exactly what I would do. I know exactly from the start what I need and what it's going to take. And I've thought a lot. Am I really going to have what it takes to make a Narnia film? Because being a director means a lot more than knowing how you're going to shoot something or knowing how you're going to. It's a lot of hard work. It's very difficult, and but I know I have what it takes for this film because I know exactly I have it. I can take I feel the vision. I feel the hope. I feel the greatness of it in my hands. Like I know exactly what it would be like. Can I promise that it will be a multi-million-dollar box office hit? Can I promise that it'll win Academy Awards? Can I promise? No, I can't promise that. Can I promise it will be critically acclaimed? No, I can't. But what I can promise you is I will make a great film that you are going to love. And honestly, I'm really excited, and all I want right now is for the Mark Gordon Company to just listen to me and to not go out and just make another flop, or make not, because the other ones weren't flops, but they were actually pretty successful. But I don't, if they really want it to be made right, please talk to me. Just talk to me. Just hear me out, and then you can decide. Then you can decide, okay, do we want to bring this guy on board? You don't have to decide right away, oh, let's make him director, let's make him, whatever, let's make it, or, but something, let me in. I'm just asking, I'm asking to be invited in. It's kind of like that thing where you're kind of just like, where Eustace and Jill are asking to go to Narnia. They're like, please let us in, please. I don't even know. Is Mark Gordon, Douglas Gresham, Vincent Cyber, or the Mark Gordon Company as a whole? Are they thinking, who are we? We need a director. Who are we going to make it? Who are we going to hire to make this film? Who do we need? And it's kind of like they're calling for a director, and I'm calling out to them, and I'm saying, please, I want to direct it. I want to, but all I need is for you to talk to me. That's all I need. That's all I need for now. And I know that if you listen to what I had to say, you would be very intrigued. And I just want you all. I just want the Mark Gordon Company to hear me, and it's really I'm bringing. I have something to bring to the table that no other director in the film industry can bring, and I mean that sincerely. So yes, of course, that is what I feel I can bring to the silver chair that no other director could ever bring. And let's see. The next question was, anyone who claims to be a Narnia fan would know by now that David McGee is writing the script. He's already written a few drafts, and Douglas Gresham seemed to be satisfied with the most recent draft he read. Now, do you have your own draft of the script that you wrote? And if so, do you plan on replacing that script with David McGee's, or would you just direct the script that he wrote? I will say that David McGee is an extremely brilliant writer. That's already proven by his 2-time Academy Award wins. He is a great writer, and he takes his work very seriously. I also know that he's a big fan of Narnia, so I wouldn't want to take that experience away from him. I did write my own draft of the Silver Chair. However, I don't think I would necessarily want to replace David McGee's script, because for all I know, David McGee probably has written a great script, and maybe he thought of something that I didn't, for certain key parts. But what I would want to do ideally is go into the Mark Gordon Company and mush our ideas together. I wouldn't want to walk in and say, oh, take my script over his, leave him out of the project. I wouldn't want to do that. I would want to walk in and to see what I would want to hear what they have to say about the film. I would want to hear what they want to do with the film, how they see it, I would want to hear their hopes for the film. And then I could come in and say, Now here's what I want to do. Now let's mush these things together. Let's find out what fits and what doesn't, and let's collaborate. Let's work together to make this into a brilliant film. So I wouldn't necessarily want to, I would like to read the script. And obviously I wouldn't show it to anyone. I would just read it from, I wouldn't be able to legally, but I mean, I wouldn't be able to legally share it, but of course I wouldn't. But I don't even know why I'm mentioning it. I just want you guys to know. But of course I would want to hear what they have to say, and I wouldn't want to just say, "Oh, here's my script, let's use it." I'm not particularly glued to my version of the script because I want for the sake of the film I want the script to be done by someone who can and I know I can write because I can, but that's for you guys to decide. Like I think, or that's for the producers to decide. If the producers decide they want to use my script, then okay. But for the sake of the film, I would to play it safe, I'd want there to be a very professional screenwriter on the job. As far as you guys are probably thinking, well, shouldn't you feel that way about a director? No, because a director and a script is completely. A screenwriter could probably have written a brilliant script, but a director can come along and just ruin it. So, no, I don't. I don't think that I should feel that way as being a director. I think whoever directs the film is dedicated to making it the best film, not for just the producers, but for everyone, for the fans, and to make it and to write about. I think the person who directs the film should love the material just as much as anyone else does, and should know it front and back. So yes, I think that the difference between having a great screenwriter and a great director is completely different. I don't think that the Mark Gordon Company should, I think they should just say, they should just really talk to me. I'm just saying, because I know that they would want to hear what I have to say if they really want this film to be good and successful. But yes, I wouldn't replace David McGee. I'd want to keep him on board because I'm pretty sure he's written a great script, and I'd love to read it, and I'd love to have some input on it, and to sort of put my elements to it. So yeah, I would very much like. Hopefully that answers your question. And. Alright, last question was, is there any way for any of the listeners can know how to contact you or keep in touch with you and get updates? And get updates on your quest. On my quest. Yes, there is. I have a Twitter account, and it's at Dear Mark Gordon. The name is under Devin Navarez. That's DevinNevarez at Dear Mark Gordon. It's very simple. And I also have an email account, devinpaynex@aol.com. DevinPaynex@aol.com. So you can definitely contact me from there and see how things are going, and see, and figure out how I'm trying, if they want to ask me questions about the film, if they want to ask me anything. And for the sake of spoilers and or anything, for people who don't really know that much about the Silverchair and who want to be surprised, or just for details about the film that I want you to be surprised about when you see the film, if you then it depends on what I'll answer, but try to ask questions that don't really reveal too much about the story, or don't. But yeah, I'm free and I'm here, and I want people to join me in my quest to get the Mark Gordon Company's attention, and hopefully it'll be big enough to reach my goal. Because right now the goal, we're taking steps here. We're not just jumping to the end. We're gonna run. We're gonna take steps, and the first step is just to get some people coming along and supporting and trying to if they want a great film, a great Silverchair film, help me get the word out. And so the main goal right now is get the Mark Gordon Company's attention. Is for me to be able to sit in front of Mark Gordon or whoever else is producing the film, so I can sit down and have a conversation with them. Ideally, Mark Gordon or Douglas Gresham. But yeah, whoever's involved with it, that's the goal right now. Is just for me to be able to get in there and being able to explain myself. So yeah, thank you guys for listening. If you guys listen to me, you guys listen or anything, just hopefully you've heard everything, and hopefully you'll respond and leave some comments down below. Let me know what you think. Follow me on Twitter. Hopefully, like the big Narnia fan websites like Narnia Web or Narnia fans on Twitter, or they're listening, and just leave some comments below. Let me know what you think, and give me some tips on getting involved with or getting into contact with Mark Gordon. Just give me something or whatever. But just and also give me things you want to see. Let me prove to you guys that I can direct this film. Let me give me something to do. Give me a project. Give me anything. Like just say do this, do that. Show me this, and then maybe I'll have some faith in you, or maybe but nothing too elaborate. And if it's elaborate, I'll see what I can do. But something, let's take steps here, and then we'll grow bigger and bigger, and we'll see. But let me know, and thank you for listening. And I really, really hope that you all consider me as the director. You all have faith in me. You all support me. And if anyone from the Mark Gordon Company is listening, I'm here, and you can contact me. You know who I am now. So just give me a call and give me a shout out. And hopefully you consider me. Bye bye.